Mystical Love and Light here. This was a video request from a subscriber that sent me an email. Oh, I got a velvet shadow here, winding down there. Wanted to come up here. You can come up here with me for a little bit. And she was concerned and that it was bothering her about death. You know, some people are scared of death. They think about death a lot and they're scared of death. And the way that I believe, the way that I see things, my theories, no one has to be scared of death. It's part of living, part of rebirth, part of the universe. Now, I made me notes. So if you see me looking down, it's because I jotted some stuff down that I didn't want to forget. Because I get to talking, and then where I should be doing talking in order, I do this and I jump there and I jump there and I go back, and you know how I do. So this is going to be a video on my theory. Keep in mind, nobody knows 100% sure. That will be my disclaimer. If you want to put comments in explaining your theory, go right ahead. Open to hear all the comments. You won't hear from me one way or the other on your theories. I'm gonna put you down, mommy. Mwah. Because we make, you can hear her whining. She wants to go back up here. We make our own heaven. We make our own hell. If you believe in purgatory, what you do here on earth and how you think things are going to be after is how you are going to make it. So with my theory on my beliefs, this is how right now it's dark outside. The cats go underneath the house to get warm. I don't know if they lay up close to where the heat ducts go or what. But apparently they're in an area underneath us. Because she is smelling around on the floor. Not like she's got to go to the bathroom. You can hear her whining. It's like she knows those cats are underneath. Even possums that go underneath. So, with that being said, this is how I see things. This is my beliefs. This is my theory. This is how my thoughts on how I see things. Okay? The way that I see it, there is a light. Whether you want to call it a tunnel, whether you want to call it another dimension, when you pass, now I'm going to stop saying this is my theory, this is my beliefs, because I've already said that. Okay, so I'm just going to talk. When you pass, there will be people on the other side waiting on you. Okay? Whether you've been good in this life or whether you've been bad in this life. And when I'm saying bad, I'm not talking about going and stealing a Coke from the store. I'm talking about bad as in freaking bad. The bad that most people would say that person's going to go burn in hell. That kind of bad. Okay, come on. Good grief. Jump. Jump. Oh, I'm getting too low to bend down for you. Okay. So, when does life stop? Does it stop when your heart stops? Does life stop when your brain stops, your brainwave stops? Does it pertain to the frequencies in your body? Does it pertain to your conscience, as in when your conscience leaves your soul? Is it when your spirit leaves your body, your vessel? Is it when your soul rises up into the air, into the sky, into the universe, into the ether? Either way, however you believe, there's people waiting for you. Okay? Now, once you pass and you start going into the next realm, the next dimension, the next, wherever you believe you're going to go. Me, I believe you go into the next dimension, the higher dimension. All of your emotions stay here. You don't carry your emotions into the next dimension after your passing. You don't take your anger with you. You don't take your hatred with you. You don't take none of your emotions with you. Those emotions were here on, and I will say the 3D realm, because a lot of people are on the 3D. Some people are already on the 4D or so on and so forth. But I'm going to use the 3D as in the earth plane that most people are on. So you no longer, once you die, you no longer pass on those emotions. They're gone from your body. Now, I'm going to try to explain to where you can understand it. It's like if you're in the 3D here. Are you wanting down again, Mommy? Don't be whining. People don't want to hear you whine on YouTube. They want to hear me talk. They don't want to hear you whine. She's just staring at me. So, it's like you're in the 3D, and when you pass, you go into the next dimension. Your spirit, your soul goes into the next dimension. I'm going to try to explain this. It's like a holding area, a processing area. Kind of like, you know, when you go in to the doctor to find out what's wrong with you and you have all the paperwork and everything to fill out. Well, you're in that spot because you are no longer here. You are there, and therefore you have to be processed. Not everybody that dies and they're boom, they're in heaven, or boom, they're in hell. There's levels. It's like a spider web. If you picture the spider web and you're right in the middle of the center of that spider web, and the spider web just like is everywhere. Picture that. I'm trying to explain to how you could understand. Okay, so when you're in the middle of this spider web in the next dimension, some people will consider it a portal. Some people will consider it a wormhole. Some people will consider it the universe. It's kind of like, it's pretty much like a portal in the middle of a spider web. You're getting processed. Your brain on this earth here, this realm, whatever you call it, this dimension, however you see heaven, if you see the pearly gates, if you know you've been horrible and you're like, I'm going to go to hell, and however you see hell, if you see you down in the depths of hell and burning up till eternity and tar or fire or whatever, that's how you make it when you pass. Because you're making, just like you're making your life here, you're making your life there. Okay? Now, when you're like in the holding area and you're on the bottom level, because you just got there, okay? Remember, there is no time in the universe, in the ether, in the dimensions, in the portals, and the wormholes. There's no time. So if you have a loved one that just passed, and it's been a few days, it's been a few weeks, or even a few months, and you're like, why haven't they contacted me? I'm so spiritual and I'm so open. Why have they not contacted me? They're going through the process. They're going through the processing center. They don't go by time. What might be 2 years here may be like that there. I'm going to snap my fingers. So, you can't see it that way. Some people will ask me, how come it's been so many years and my loved one hasn't contacted me, and I loved them and I did so much for them, and I would think that they would want to contact me. Well, they're busy. They're being processed. They have to learn. Just because you crossed over don't mean you know how to do things. You don't know how to manipulate the energy. You don't know how to do certain things, how they work. So you have to learn. So you have a choice when you get there. If you're really good, you know you've done good, you've lived a good life, you've helped people, you have a choice. Do you want to be reincarnated and come back? Maybe you were trying to learn something and you feel like it's unfinished. Maybe you feel like you need to come back and learn some more. Velvet, you can't get under there, Mama. You cannot get to the cats from there. They're underneath the house. Maybe you're going to be an angel. And the person that asked me, I told her I felt this is where she's going to end up. You can go through to a different level, and just because someone, if you have 10 people that pass and they all pass on the same day and approximately the same time, and they're on the lower level, that doesn't mean they're all staying even. You may move up a couple of levels faster than them, depending on how your life was. You could be an angel, and you're going to be coming back, not as in coming back in this body form. You will be coming back as in you, even though you've moved up, you have access to see what's going on in this dimension, in the 3 dimension. You have access to help people. You have access to show them the right path, to get them through difficult times, to teach them in all different categories, all different things. So you can be coming back as an angel to teach, to help. So there's different levels of task that you are going to be doing. Like a job. Kind of like a job. Because you're going to be on a different level than the next person. Maybe the next person, maybe they're here and you're here, steps up, but maybe one of the other ones that passed on the same day around the same time is way up higher. It's that spider web effect, depending on where you're at, where you're going, what you're doing. You make your life how you see it here. So if you're always wanting to help people, chances are you're going to be a guardian to help people. As soon as I said that, my candle started crackling. I don't know if you heard it on camera or not. So, depending on your life here also, when you're in that process, maybe you had a really bad time here. Maybe you had a lot of health issues. Maybe your body was going through so much that you were confused on what was going on. So you have to go through a healing process. When you pass and you go to the next level, say 4D, and you're in a healing process, maybe you were confused when you passed. Maybe something happened in your life that, you passed earlier than that was expected. Maybe it was an accident, whatever the case may be. You have to go through a healing process, because before you can go to the next levels, whether it's this level here or this level here, you have to go through the healing process. Your body has to heal. You can't go into another body to be reincarnated. You can't go into being an angel, a guardian, a guide to help other people if you can't, or you didn't help yourself. And if you were when you passed and you were in that confusion, that situation, come on, you have to heal yourself. You have to heal your body before you can go any further. Once you accomplish that, then you go into the higher dimension, 5th dimension, 6th dimension, 7th dimension, 8th dimension. But you have to go through that process of healing yourself first. Okay? So the wormholes, the portals are not just cut and dry. There's lots and lots of different levels that determine where your spirit's going to go. So with that being said, if you've been a really bad person and you think you're going to be going to hell, chances are you're going to be going to hell. Now, what is hell? Hell is how you perceived it when you were here on earth. That is what hell is, how you perceived it here. Okay? Now, a lot of spirits will remain in 4D for a while before accessing any other portals, any other dimensions that's higher. You have to have your stuff together before you can go any further. There's a lot of people that has to be healed first. So that falls into if your body was traumatized, maybe somebody abused you, maybe you had the severe illnesses that corrupted your thoughts, your way of thinking here on earth. You're going to be in that healing process. Okay? So if someone passed and they haven't contacted you yet, and it's in your time frame here on earth in the 3D dimension, and a lot of time has gone past, it doesn't mean a lot of time is gone past where they're at, since there is no time there. All it is a process that has to be taken care of. And when it is right, then they will contact you. Now, the thing is when I say they will contact you, if you're not open, you're never going to get it. They could be sending you little signals, little smells, little pieces of music, songs, coins, feathers, butterflies, all kinds of things. They can be sending you things that would make the connection, that you would get the connection. But if you're not open and you're not paying attention, you're not going to get it. So sometimes when you say they haven't tried to contact me, sometimes that's not true. Sometimes they've tried to contact you and you don't get it. Maybe they've given up and like, she ain't open, she doesn't believe, she's not paying attention. Maybe they try to contact you through a dream. Maybe you wake up and you're like, oh, I thought of my mom, but it was just a dream, and that's it, and you don't think twice about it. But if you're open, that openness is there for them to try more and more. Like I said, they don't just automatically know how to contact you. They have to also learn. It's a process that they also have to learn. So, okay. Trying to think. Okay, we've covered this where I have wrote down on if you're a horrible murdering person that does not deserve to be alive. You know the ones I'm talking about. When they die, they're still going to go to 4D, but they're still going to be in the process of correcting all of the things that they have done on this realm here in order to go higher. Now, it doesn't mean that they have to go higher. It doesn't mean they have a choice to go higher. They can choose to stay in 4D. See, 4D, 3D, 5, 6, 7, and above. No matter where you're at in any dimension, in order to try to contact you, to come through, you have to access 4D because that's the holding, processing dimension. So in order to contact you while you're still here on Earth, on 3D, alive, they have to process through 4D to get to you. Okay, so some people, when you see spirits, for those, some of us that see spirits, some people refer to them as ghosts or spirits or apparitions or shadow figures or mist or whatever. The same way people here can see angels, they're able to come back through the 4D to get to the 3D to be able to help you. Okay? That's not any different than the ones that are on 4D, those murdering evil people. They don't choose to go through any of those spider webs, and they want to come back here. They have access to it because they're still in 4D. So when you see spirits, when you see ghosts, when you see places that are haunted, those are spirits that chose not to go any higher. They chose to remain where they're at so they can cause havoc in 3D. Okay? Hopefully you can understand that. I'm trying my best to explain it in simple. Not that everybody's simple. I'm not saying that. If my husband's watching this, this is the way that he would understand it. Sorry, honey, but I know you. All right. So let's see. Okay, I've kind of covered this here already. So anybody that passes away and they're in the processing, they're in the 4D, the portal, the wormhole, whatever you want to call it, they have a choice. They have a choice to do better. They have a choice to heal themselves, to move up higher, or they have a choice to say, I have no desire to go higher. I have no desire to help anybody. And they want to stay there so that they can continue to be the mean, evil person that they are. Okay? Now, with that being said, they always have the opportunity to move up. So at any time that they're there, that light is always there for them to make a choice. So if they decide after whenever that they want to start doing better and change, then they go through the process of the healing and everything as if they just got there. And then they proceed with everything they need to do there before any advancement into the next level. Remember, there's a bunch of different levels before you go to the next dimension. Bunch of different levels before you go to the next dimension, because it's like a spider web. Okay, so okay, I kind of covered that already. So when you, like I was saying, for those people that will become guides, angels, they will become an angelic spirit to help others here in 3D. Now, granted, some people are open, some people are medium, some people are psychic. They may already be in the 4D as far as mentally they're open-minded. They know what is going on behind them. When they pass, even though I call it a 4D and they're 4D here, they will be advancing way fast because they already can grasp what has been going on in the universe. Okay? Everybody has a higher self. So if you are here in the 3D, but you're working with your higher self, because everybody has a higher self, you call upon your higher self, you listen to your higher self guides you. When you pass, you're going to be moving up way faster, and then you will be able to have so many choices on how to help other people. Okay? Now, I've covered that on our loved ones. When they want to talk to you, how they communicate with you. If they've already moved up into the 5D, the 6D, the 7D, and they want to communicate with you, they at any time, they can come back down to the 4D, not to stay there. They have access to the 4D to be able to go through the 4D and communicate to you in the 3D, into where you are at right now. Okay? That doesn't mean they're back in the 4D and going to stay there. It's like a wireless thing. I'm trying to explain it. If they're here and they have a wireless connection to go through the 4D, they can still talk to you here. They can't be like in a 7D and 8D and communicate with you from there. They have to come down to the 4D, to the processing area, to be able to talk to you, if that makes sense. Some people say that makes total sense. That's bull. I am open to any comments you want to put in there on your thoughts. Okay? This is my thinking. This is how I've always believed. And you're more than welcome to put how you believe. Maybe nobody will comment. Maybe 20, 30 people will comment. But I would like to hear what other people also, how they think, because we're all different. We all have different beliefs. We all have different beliefs, different religions. We all think differently. We were taught differently. You know, your churches taught you, your parents taught you differently, but this is just how I believe it to be on my thoughts. Okay? Now, you can talk even though you don't think that they can communicate with you, or you think they haven't tried to communicate with you. Either way, however you think, they can always hear you no matter where they're at. If they haven't learned how to manipulate the energy, how to do things, they're still learning. When you talk directly to them and call them by their name, they can hear you. So if you talk to them and you tell them you love them and you miss them and the babies are doing good and they're happy and they miss their mama, they miss their papa, whatever, they hear you. They can hear you. You might not get the response back that you want yet, but they can hear you. So keep that in mind. Always talk to them. They can hear you. So all I can say is, well, this is going on 30 minutes, so I'll stop it pretty much like right here. Let me get a drink of water. My mouth is dry. So, again, for those of you that are scared of death, that fear death, when you have love in your heart and you pass, you will always have so many opportunities to become an angel yourself, an angelic angel. Don't fear death. You're just becoming a higher you to help more people. Okay? To help those in need and those in 3D on this planet. To be an angelic spirit, to love and care for those that need the loving guidance from you. To be an angel, to be a guide. So always remember that. Do not fear death. It is rebirth. Okay? Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye. See if I can do this. I'm burning my hair with this